Hello, guys. I just want to talk about the week. So Thursday, I went to a meeting for one of the boys in the boys group that I do. We went to talk about his objectives and his goals and his IEP, and review them so we can tailor the last few weeks of my group towards trying to meet some of his needs. We also did look at the two other boys' IEPs to make sure that their goals align, but specifically the meeting was for Connor. Um, and on Friday, I took the information that I got from the meeting and tried to tailor my final group plans towards meeting his objectives and his goals, working on some more communication skills, working more so on the finite communication, starting conversations and ending conversations, um, initiating conversations with new friends, maintaining conversations, gaining information or giving information during a conversation. So a lot of conversational stuff with someone who has a communication impairment is imperative. So that's what I was really trying to focus on for the last couple weeks. So I made those plans toward that. On Monday, excuse me, on Monday, I just did some paperwork, caught up on a lot of paperwork that I had to do. On Tuesday, I was able to see Kelly. Kelly was presenting with a lot of anxiety. She was presenting with a lot of depression, as she put it, around sitting at her table for lunch. She didn't want to sit with the other students there because she felt like they were bullying her or laughing at her for crying whenever she's not able to handle her emotions. She did say that a lot of her emotions right now are being triggered because of her period. So it's good that she was able to point that out at least. But we did talk about ways to integrate her back into the lunch table because she had been trying to hide out in the bathroom or going to sit with teachers during the lunch instead of sitting at her lunch table. So we try to talk about not running away from her lunch table, but trying to integrate and use the skills that she's learned to cope to make it feel more comfortable for her at the table so that she is able to be with her peers and sit amongst the lunch table like a typical child, as my supervisor put it. So that was good. On We did my boys group, on Tuesday, where I was able to implement the first lesson that I revised for the communication. Um, they took it very well. They were pretty standard with the information. They didn't have much to say about it because it was pretty straightforward. I put together a couple slides and gave it to them and just explained it to them, and just asked them some questions to get some feedback to make sure that they were receptive of the information that I was giving them. So that was pretty good. Um, Wednesday, today, I had my girls group, um, which was pretty nice. In the morning, we talked about setting goals and how our decisions influence our goals. They had a lot of insight about how their decisions, good or bad, influence their long term goals and their short term goals. So I really tried to hammer home making the smaller steps count. That way, that we can make the long term goal more reachable with smaller steps instead of trying to set our sights really, really high. Um, it's better to have, little easy short term goals to meet those high expectations. So I tried to hammer that home to the girls, and they were pretty receptive of that. I wasn't able to meet with Michael this week. He was out sick, so I don't have an update on him. But that's it for the week. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.